The FBI agents told my friend Jennie at her job that I infiltrated the anti-war committee. I infiltrated my family too the day I was born, you know? Start stuffing. You need a small.
Any one of us could be a target. Join with us to show that freedom of speech, freedom of association, and fighting for justice is not illegal. Demand a halt to the grand jury proceedings. Today, we will provide the material support, a form letter. This is the organization one. Sorry about that. So you can start the process to find out what info FBI and the 16 other government security agencies are collecting on us and your group. You can participate as an individual or as an organization. Today, I'm going to introduce Marie Brown, longtime activist, Twin Cities Peace Campaign.
I'm here to stand in solidarity with my good friends whose homes have been raided and others who have received subpoenas to appear before the grand jury in Chicago. And I'm here also, I'm here to sign for myself personally, to get information, to see whether I have a record. And the more of us that do that, I think the more we will find out how much surveillance is actually going on. Point out to the press and our friends and everybody else how ludicrous this whole thing is. And I have always understood that I had the right to freedom of speech and freedom of assembly. That's what I was taught very young. That's what I was taught in high school and grade school and when I went to college. As we know, our government has become very, very repressive in terms of people. They've disappeared after 9/11. They just disappeared people. And today we stand here together, united in opposition to the FBI raids on the homes of anti-war activists and in opposition to the grand jury process. And we will continue to speak out against war, the killing of innocents, oppression, and the sins of empire. We will not be silent.
All right, our next speaker is Ray Camper from Iraq Vets Against War.
Thanks for everyone for having me here, and it's great to see so many people in this little room out for this important event. I came out here this evening to fill out one of these Freedom of Information Act requests for myself and also on behalf of my chapter, Minnesota IVAW. I think it's a shame that someone like myself who signed up to do the right thing for this country is being treated possibly in such a manner that any day now I'm expecting my own subpoena because I am standing up and speaking up for what I believe now and for being a member of not only Iraq Vets Against the War but also Anti-War Committee. So I'm just simply here to stand in solidarity with my brothers and sisters and stand up for what I believe in and speak out for justice. Thank you.
Wayne Wittman, Vets for Peace.
Thank you. Thank you. In order to say what I want to say, I've got a brief statement. I'll try and read it and give it some feeling. World War II ended when I was 16 years old. So as a teenager, I remember preparing to enter military service, being informed of every interest, being informed and very interested in the progress of the war. I was amazed to see how the Nazi government, if Germany would describe what was occurring, that was exactly opposite of what my government was describing. And I soon learned that my government's description was the truth. I'm fine until my confidence was shattered by the Vietnam War. I soon learned to question what was being told, and in August 1967 I came out of the closet and went to a DFL meeting and urged that we initiate a negotiated settlement to end our involvement in that war. We now know that we were lied to, deceived in that war. We know what happened in Central America also, with the United States' role in Nicaragua, Guatemala, El Salvador, and the invasion of Panama. I believe President Clinton did apologize for our role in the massacre and oppression in Guatemala.
Mike Perkins, Military Family Speak Out.
Hello, everyone. Thanks all for coming out. There's a wide range of people in this room. There's young people that any parent would be proud to call their own. There's senior citizens that I hope one day to live up to their image and the stuff they've been doing, and everyone in here is someone I'm proud to call a friend and stand with. Being a part of Military Families Speak Out, Chris and I come from a family of multiple combat veterans. We defend this country when it's needed, and we criticize it when it's wrong. And now it's wrong. I'm proud to stand with these people, and they just deserve all our appreciation and support, and we're here to support them. Thanks.
Next up, Coleen Rowley, former FBI agent, whistleblower, and member of Women Against Military Madness.
I don't know if you remember this, but after the RNC a few months later, I actually tried to get a lot of people to make Freedom of Information requests. I had I think it was Minnesota Independent covered it. I had a couple of form letters, and not that many people followed through. I tried actually when I saw the Highway Watch document, this crazy centrality index with its charts that the Homeland Security Department had made and then had given to the Highway Trucking Association, a right-wing group. And so when you looked at this, it had WHAM on it, it had Anti-War Committee, and I thought, what in the heck is going on? Little did I know that an undercover detective had been in the quote-unquote Northfield People of Peace and Goodwill in the Northfield Public Library in the lead up to the RNC. In fact, there were two detectives. It was a little group of 30 in that room in the Northfield Public Library, and all we were doing was talking about the events. I was talking about the peace picnic, and here in the back, there was a guy, he's now written a book about this. He saw me, he thought I might recognize him because he was a detective that was on the Joint Terrorism Task Force, and he was crouching behind a woman. Okay, the new case, I think from everything I'm putting together, stems from the RNC. And I will also say that it looks like our group, not only our group, but Code Pink, who came here to do the nefarious, subversive action of making puppets. I mean, this is what they did. Their first meeting, they were going to make those pink ladies, and they marched on the first day. And I think that group was monitored. I have to say, I'm not a big fan of the Washington Post. To be honest, it's a mouthpiece for the D.C. Beltway, by and large. But I will tell you, they have done a fantastic job exposing top secret America. They are, and it's going to be a PBS special. On Monday, December 20th, yesterday, they ran another nice article. And this one was called Monitoring America. I'm just going to read. These are the 5 major revelations. I'll skip a couple of them, but I got to read the first one. The FBI's, now this is, again, the most conservative paper in the country. The FBI's nationwide Suspicious Activity Reporting Initiative, they love these acronyms, or SAR, S-A-R, currently contains 161,948 suspicious activity files, none of which have any justification. That James Madison quote that I'm so fond of talking about, but no country can maintain its freedom in the midst of a continual war.
Next up, Jess Sundin, AWC member and founder and a part of the Committee to Stop FBI Repression. Her home was raided and was also given a subpoena.
Yeah. Hey, y'all. Thanks. Thank you all for being here, and thanks for those who spoke alongside us today. I remember when Coleen told me, we should do FOIA requests on the Anti-War Committee. And actually, I remember the ACLU attorneys that we worked with suggested the same thing after the RNC. And I thought, they know what I'm doing. I do press conferences about my activities. I'm very public. I don't think I'm doing anything wrong. If they're keeping a file and monitoring what I'm doing, I don't care. And then September 24th, I found out that for the last 2.5 years, they've been watching me, building up I don't know what kind of file on me, enough to warrant searching my home and spending hours going through all of my belongings, carting off whatever they wanted, invading our home and our privacy, disrupting our children's lives. And it continues. And there's 20 of us now who are facing this. Of course, we know that Tracy and Sarah and An have had their subpoenas reactivated, and in the coming weeks are going to be faced with the tough question of, do you want to testify against your own movement? Do you want to be prosecuted, or do you want to go to jail? And that's not a position that any of us want to be in. I helped found the anti-war committee, and the FBI agents told my friend Jennie at her job that I infiltrated the anti-war committee. I infiltrated my family too the day I was born, you know? The people of countries around the world are counting on us to give voice to their stories. And that's what this action today is about. It's about those of you who didn't get your subpoena yet and haven't had your homes raided yet, saying, screw you, FBI. You have no right to be watching me. You have no right to be watching any one of us. You have no right to be taking notes and following our activities. What we are doing is right. What we are doing is just.
Next up, our last speaker, Lucia Wilkes Smith.
Once I was on right after Vernon Bellecourt, and I thought, oh, boy. Hello. Suggestion was that lots of us should apply for our FBI records or whatever records. And so that's what you see in front of you. The first letter I got from the FBI said, we don't have anything on you. And then they said, another letter came and it said, well, we've got a few pages, but they're classified. And then eventually they declassified this and sent it to me. So it's not classified. It's not secret any longer. If my government would tell me what I was doing to piss them off, then I certainly would stop doing it. No. No. You know, it's a different world now. I wasn't scared by this. I thought, oh, what a joke. It's a different world now. And I'm scared, and I'm really angry. Because I think some of my friends and colleagues, you know, they're not just going to be going to jail. They'll be going to federal prison, I believe, is where they will need to go.
Thank you so much for bearing the cold and the snow. And make sure you put in your sheets in there and keep filling them out if you have any past organizations that you used to be a part of. My parents